team that I'm actually kind of keen to. And I know that they're gonna probably go crazy when I say this, but the Miami Dolphins, Jeff, the Miami Dolphins, man, I'm telling you right now, that team, 2022 last year, 9-8, weren't they 6-1 at one point, 7-1 at one point, and they wound up losing. They wound up going 2-7 at the end, and pretty much that's just because Tua got hurt, and that was key. It kind of showed that they messed up when it came to having a backup, a legit backup quarterback for Tua. Even though I felt like, Bridgewater wasn't there anymore. Was Bridgewater there with them last year? And he got hurt. Yeah, Bridgewater was there and he got hurt. And he was legit. We know Teddy, man. That injury that happened to his leg pretty much ended his career. He's just going on. It's just courage right now for him. But all in all, I truly do feel that Miami, if Tua would have been able to stay healthy, they would have won the division last year because they had the best defense in the division. And they would have been able to actually make some moves in the playoffs if they didn't have such a worrisome attitude, not from their inner circle, but from the outer circle of the NFL as well, too. Jeff, go ahead and give us an idea of what to expect from Miami this year.
Well, it's kind of funny we're on the same horse here. Again, obviously, we don't have the crystal ball. We don't have Biff's almanac. How many games is Tua going to play? 17, 16, 14. We don't know. The dynamic duo of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki now with the Patriots. Excuse me. Running back situation of Mozart, of Jeff Wilson. I love me some Devin Achane. I'm expecting big things for him. Dalvin Cook still in the mix to potentially land over there. There was a stat brought up by Veasan yesterday, going back to how they ended the year 2 years ago and how they started the year last year, where they put together like an 18-4 stretcher, some crazy number. Again, all this team is driven as long as Tua is playing. I love the defense. I love the coach. This is my team to win the AFC East this year. And again, I think become very, very dangerous if they have a great year and are hosting a playoff game versus traveling on the road to a cold weather state. So I am Dolphins for the AFC East, Pups.
All right, so Jeff loves the Dolphins there. Let's go ahead and look at their win-loss over under 9.5, division championship plus 260. See, all this is attractive. All of this is very attractive. You know what I mean? And I feel like odds makers are kind of doing this because they don't know what the status of Tua is going to be. And so that's why they feel like, okay, put them at a 9.5 because we don't know exactly what they can be. But the way that they've set this team up this year, they've set this team up to be a playoff team this year. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey getting hurt is one thing, but one thing about Jalen Ramsey is he's a veteran now, and Jalen Ramsey can use and see. It's not always about what a guy does on the field for you, Jeff, in these situations. Sometimes it's about what a guy brings to the table as the player who he already is and the knowledge that he already has. One thing about Deion Sanders, the reason why he's doing so well in coaching, there's an old highlight of Deion when he was playing with the Cowboys. It's a Monday Night Football game. They're going against the Giants, and they're blowing the Giants out too, Jeff. And I know you've seen this video before. It's an NFL Films tape. And what happened is that Deion started schooling the cornerback on how to stick the receiver during the game. And the corner kept getting burnt. Deion then goes and pulls that guy out to say, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Deion backpedals 5-10 yards, gets an interception. I think he did a pick six on that one as well, too. And they're like, why is Deion in the game? Well, Deion wanted to show his teammate exactly how you cover this spot. And I think when you got a guy like Jalen Ramsey, who's had as much success as he's had in this league, even though he's a spotlighted cornerback, when you're that good at what you do, whenever you make a mistake, they're going to highlight it. So he's not as bad as they want him to be. And so pretty much, I feel like with him being a part of your defense now, he can be a good leader for this group, because that's what you're really asking him to do now. You're not asking him to be this superb cornerback. You're asking him to be a do what he knows and to lead the guys that are behind him. And I think that's exactly the mentality that Miami's trying to latch on to, because they got a good room of vets and they got a good room of youth, and everybody comes together so well. But I think, though, at the end of the day, it comes down to leadership, and nobody talks about that with Tua. But Tua is a great leader. It's obvious, because guys only follow who they like, and he has this team step and toe with him. And nobody wanted him to sit out when he had those concussions. If this was 30 years ago, Tua wouldn't have had no issues coming back. He would have been back the next week. And I kind of side with Tua, because he's the player. If he feels like he can play, let him play. These are things that he can deal with after the fact, because you guys say you care, but you don't care. You only care because he's on your team right now. But if he cared, you would care more. You would care about all these veterans that have headaches every day. They all have headaches every single day. So what makes Tua different from them? So when I get down to how I look at this situation, I'm with you, Jeff. I feel like this should be your favorite, because they have the best roster in the group. It doesn't matter. Yes, the Jets have the best quarter. They have the best, the big name quarterback, but he's not even the best quarterback in this division. Let's keep it real. And we know that Miami is good for business in the NFL as well, too. And when Miami's good, the league is good. And I would love to see Miami back in that elite position where they're actually getting Sunday night football games again, Monday night football games again. And it actually matters, because I grew up with the Don Shulas and Dan Marinos and Mark Super Duper and Mark Clayton and all those guys. And that was a really good thing for the NFL at the end of the day. So I truly do feel that Miami is on the brink of having the team that they've been visualizing for the last decade or so. And I think the time is now. And I'm going to keep it real with you. This coach is on the hot seat. He can't have a losing record this year, because if they wind up having a losing record, it's finito. You're done, buddy.
No, I agree. I think the writing's on the wall. I think it's a team with speed to burn. I think offensively they have all the answers. I think defensively they're underrated. They got the home cooking early in the year with the humidity down there in South Beach. I like everything there. Looking at the numbers, I will gladly jump on the plus 260. I will gladly jump on the over. I could see these guys getting to 11 wins easily. I think they're the team to beat in the East, Pops. I do. And don't forget, too, they added Mike White as the backup to Tua. So, he's had some success over there in New York. He knows the division. So not that he could beat Tua, but he can find the open receiver, and that's what they are. Get Hill and get Waddle in open space, lead them, and they'll take care of it from there.
I really want them to figure out another backup quarterback, though. I'm not sold on Mike White like everybody else. I truly am. Am not. I feel like he literally ruined the Jets season last year when he came in, because he did absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? I know he threw some good passes or whatever a few times, but he was absolutely a backup. He's not. Don't ever put that guy in the idea of being a legit starter in this league. Literally, I was arguing with Jets fans about his credibility in the league, and they were like, no, this guy's a future Pro Bowler. And I just was like, this is why you guys haven't won shit in 40 years. So, because you believe